Right now, very nice to see you. Now, I'm Richard, originally from New Zealand. Okay, but don't know what that against me. Where I used to farm about 3,500 sheep, so they've been a very important part of my life. Some say the sheep is God's gift to mankind because it provides us with three main things. This is a bit of a two-way show, so perhaps some of the younger ones will be able to tell me what are the three things that we get from the sheep. Now, it's not hard work, foot rot, loss of income, or even someone shouted out the other day, companionship. Yeah. Right, awesome. What do we get from the sheep? Someone shouting it out, yeah? We get wool, don't we, to make jumpers, carpets, duvets. That keeps us warm in the winter and cool in the summer, because wool's an insulation material, don't forget, so it can keep us cool. So we've got wool. What else do we get? Milk. Okay, yeah, and do you know there are actually more sheep milked in the world than there are cows, where most of our milk comes from cow. In this country, across the world, a lot of sheep are milked as well. And sheep pretty much cover all the world, apart from the middle section around the equator. We've got sheep living up there in the outer Hebrides, living on seaweed, right in the middle of Argentina and the mountains there. Even in the middle of the desert, we've got sheep, okay? The fat-tailed sheep. So a very diverse animal is the sheep. Okay, so and we've got one last product. We don't want to say it too loudly because we don't want to upset Nobby before he comes on. So we got, what do we get? Meat. Yeah, you're a very vocal young kid, aren't you? Good luck with that one. Okay, so we've got meat from the sheep, and that's why most of the sheep in this country, for their meat, if we didn't eat them, they wouldn't be here. Okay, so you're listening, vegans? Okay, so we've got meat. It's time to get our own back. Okay, so we've got meat, wool and milk. So the old sheep's a pretty useful animal, okay? Providing us with something to eat, something to drink, and something to clothe ourselves with. Today, you're going to meet 9 different breeds of sheep. These guys are quite different to most sheep you see running around the fields. These guys are semi-theatrical. They like a bit of a clap, a bit of a cheer when they come on. Each one is going to come on to its own little bit of a theme tune. It's going to read its name, and it's going to stand on its own little podium. You're not impressed. Okay, and after you met all 9 breeds of sheep, we're going to have a little bit of a strip, a shearing demonstration. Okay, then we're going to have our famous dancing sheep. One lady down there, very excited by that. Right, now, our first sheep comes from Norfolk. As that's a sheep show, we'll come over from Norfolk for you. Some say that Nelson was the great hero of Norfolk. I don't think Nelson was a great hero of Norfolk. I think that Nobby was a great hero. I say that because this sheep you're going to meet in a minute, this breed has been around for over 500 years. 500 years ago, wool was worth a fortune. It was like the oil is today. Everyone wanted it. We had here in Britain, we exported across the seas, Belgium, Holland, places like that. The money came back, put it into the church. There are over 900 churches in Norfolk, and most of these were built from the money from wool. Like this town here, okay, this wonderful town built from the money from wool. So I think Nobby is a great hero of Norfolk, so without further ado, let's welcome on stage. There he is. Our star here, the Skipton sheep there here today. Give it up for our first sheep. This is Nobby, the Norfolk board. Come on, Nobby! There he is, look at him. Reading his name. And on the podium, Nobby! Right now, Nobby here, now we're very lucky that he's here today. Because in fact, this sheep is a rare breed. There are only about 1,400 of this type of sheep in the country, of about 34 million sheep that we have from the British Isles. Now, of course, Nobby being a handsome male, there's no question about that. He's got a nice pair of horns, but so do the females. Also have horns in the Norfolk horn case. He's got black hair on his head, on his legs. Wool type is not particularly good quality, but actually he produces not bad quantity from our original Heathbreed sheep from all those hundreds of years ago. Our next sheep is a lovely little sheep. Doesn't stand very high, solid little thing, got a foot in every corner, and she's from the South Downs. I guarantee you'll love her. So, let's get the right tune on. Wake up, Susie. Let's have a big clap for our little sheep. This is Susie, the South Downs. Come on, chop, chop. Ooh, sorry, I should have said that. Right now, little Susie, unfortunately, I've got to say this a little bit quietly because don't upset Susie, but her main role as a sheep breed is actually for her meat. And And sheep produces one of the sweetest meats out of our 68 different breeds of sheep that we have around the British Isles. One thing I can say nice and loudly, Susie's very proud of, is that she also produces Nobby, no wonder you're a rare breed, okay? You're pushing your luck, mate, okay? She produces one of our finest wools, and this fine wool here on the fleece is ideal for making our fine hosiery wool in vests, pants and tights, things that are worn very close to the skin. 250 years ago thereabouts, we crossed these two breeds, or we mated these two breeds, so let's just set the scene. Imagine, the moon is in the right place, clouds around, still feeling a bit frisky one night. Out of this beautiful relationship, which we call crossbreeding, this next great sheep was born. So let's have a look at this great love child. This is Sam the Suffolk. Come on, Sam. Read your name. Read your name. Right now, Sam. Read your name. See, kids, that's what happens. If you don't go to school, you can't read your name. Right now, Sam here, he gets his black head from the origin. He gets his black head from the origin of the Norfolk Ord. Now, nice long sheep. This is a meat-producing sheep. We want a nice big long sheep. He produces a big carcass. We get a big lamb chop. Now, he's got black hair on his head, on his legs. Okay, underneath here, a lot whiter and brighter wool than Norfolk Ord. Definite improvement. This white wool, very important to us. Perhaps someone can tell me why. Why do we like white wool so much? Why is white wool so important? Easier to dye. Not this sort of dye, is it? But dye or colour it. And it's really important that our black hair doesn't mix with our white wool. Then we can dye our white wool any colour we want. Think of our bloody colour. Jumpers, garments, things that we can see in the shops, or a nice, a few wool trade stands that we've got here on the showground today. These are our down breeds, or our lowland sheep. We now come on to our first hill breed, which is our blue-faced Leicester. That's one of 3 types of Leicester sheep we have in the country. Her name's Belinda, and boy, she got a set of legs. Check out the legs, boys. That's Belinda, our blue-faced Leicester. Put her hands together for next hit. Come on, Belinda. She's got legs. So let's have a look at these legs for the girls. Yes, she's got legs up to her armpits. Right now, the blue-faced Leicester, a very prolific breed, which means they produce a lot of lambs. They produce about 3 or 4 lambs a year. Very good for a sheep. Most sheep only produce about 1 or 2. This breed, 3 to 4. They also produce quite a lustrous fleece. Now, lustre in the wool is brightness or shine in wool. That's really important when it comes to dyeing, as mentioned down here. We want these colours to really shine out, so that's where our lustre comes in. Well, now this breed is crossed or mated with our next sheep breed, which comes all the way from Scotland. Have we got anyone from Scotland here today? Just you. I guess that's what you're going to get with independence. Right, so let's put our hands together for our next sheep. This is Dougal, a Scottish blackface. Yeah, that beautiful sound Scottish. She's all clear now. Come on, little man. Up you go. Yeah, only a young sheep. Okay. Right now, of course, living up there in Scotland, it gets a lot colder up there in the winter time than it does here. He doesn't mind living up there. He sits up on the rocky crags in the middle of winter, snow coming down, wind whistling past. There's no problem at all to this guy, and that's because he grows a very coarse wool fleece on his back. When I'm talking about coarse wool and fine wool, I'm actually talking about the fibres on the sheep's back. Sheep have thousands and thousands of wool fibres. This coarse wool, a very large diameter fibre, very thick fibre, ideal for making carpets, tweeds, things that are very hard wearing. Whereas our fine wool sheep hair, like little Susie's got here, a very small diameter fibre, very thin fibre, making our fine hosiery. One really important thing we mustn't forget about wool, very safe when it comes to fire. It doesn't ignite just like that, okay? And that's why we use woolen fabrics in high-rise buildings and in aircraft today. And can I just suggest, folks, if you're into smoking, please don't light up on the bales, okay? A straw very could easily ignite, so just a little remember that. Okay, so now as I said, we cross the blackface with the blueface Leicester. We make these 2 breeds. That happens a lot in the country to produce our most common sheep breed in Britain today, which is our mule. So let's have a look at this pretty woman. This is Mark Mule. So come on, pop it up. Walking down the street, pretty woman, a girl like to eat. Right now the milk, she gets the best of both worlds. She gets the boldness, the hardiness from the blackface. She was, ooh, right. You know, I know exactly where in Scotland he's from. Glasgow. Yeah? Kids, a Glasgow kiss is not a romantic thing, okay? Also gets a very good breeding, the high prolificacy from the blue-faced Leicester here. The cross or the mating produces this sheep, giving us about 1 or 2 lambs a year, but she milks these lambs, or she feeds these lambs with the milk really well. Very important. We want these lambs to go nice and fast, off to market and sell them, get some money from them. Grows a good around fleece type, about 3-4 kilograms in weight. She's a good around sheep. That's why this sheep breed is the most common sheep breed in Britain today. She might be not so common if she carries on all that. Right, kids, you're going to love our next sheep breed. Here's our Rasta, or our hippie of the sheep world, so we're going to put on a bit of Bob Marley boot, okay, a bit of sunshine music for you. So let's have a big clap for our Rastafarian sheep now. Come on, Lenny. Oh, hey, Lenny, I love you out there. Actually, it sort of reminds me a bit of Bob Marley, don't you think? Yeah, in fact, they're quite similar really, because they both like grass. You didn't get that one, did you, kids? Right now, the old Lincoln Long, he grows wool right from the tip of his nose. He grows wool right from the tip of his nose, right to the tip of his toes. 16 to 17 pounds, or 7 to 8 kilograms of long, lustrous, or shiny wool. Now, how do you like that for a hairdo? That's a pretty amazing hairdo. These fantastic looking dreadlocks, these are actually what we call wool. Sam has told you to give up the fags years ago. Stand clear, folks. Okay? Now you're going to stand up. That feels better. Okay? Oh, get it out, boy. You go down the wrong hole. Okay? But this is, he produced a wool staple here about 9-10 inches long. The record for a Lincoln wool staple, 32 inches. So he grows up massive fleece. Widely travels Lincoln. Been down to New Zealand, where I'm originally from, South America. What's that other place? They keep cheating at ball games. Australia, that's right. That's that new game with a ball and a bit of sandpaper. Okay, crossbred breeds down there to increase wool weight, so it's a really important sheep in our wool-producing countries. Unfortunately today in Britain, the Lincoln's class as a rare breed. And in fact, they've become very, very rare. There are less than 300 breeding females left in the country. Okay, so become really, really rare. Isn't that right? Okay, right now, next sheep breed, well, we don't see a lot of, really. No, this guy, well, he's not actually originally from Britain. He actually originates from a little island off the coast of Holland called Texel. When we say Texel, this guy's big. He's bad. He's like Mike Tyson of the sheep world. Put down to the next sheep, that's a terror to Texel. Look at him. Yeah, he is built like a brick. Yeah. Now he's actually got something that none of these other sheep have got. That's good, you're thinking, isn't it? He's actually, it's not good looks, he's actually got a double muscle on his back end here. We don't like double muscles on our back ends, but for sheep production, that is good news, because this is the expensive part of the sheep, okay? From here on back, this is where the best cuts of meat are, and he's providing us with a legs on there. He also produces nice bulky wool. Now remember, 75% of British wool goes into carpet production, so we want a nice bulky wool, give him a nice spring in the carpet. He is a really successful sheep in this country, and now seen widely throughout the world today. Isn't that right? Yeah, good man. Okay, well now next sheep breed, well we don't see a lot of really. We may see one on this hill and one on that hill, and he's a bit of a loner really. So if you want to help him on the stage, put your hands in there, have a little bit of a sing now. There he is, our little herdie. Oh, Henry, he doesn't want to be by himself. But that is the little life he lives, because this little guy is from the Lake District. I don't know if you've ever tried to go camping in the Lake District, but apart from at the moment, okay, every second day it just rains. Well, this guy's a survivor. None of these other sheep breeds who like to live up there, he doesn't mind. Lives on bracken, blackberries, things that no other sheep eat. This guy doesn't even need a fence to keep them. He is what we call a hefted sheep. Now that means he's born in a valley and he stays in the valley. If he oversteps outside the valley, he goes, I don't feel very comfortable here, I'll just stay back here. This guy produces a black and a grey fleece. That is not ideal. We want white wool. He produces a little lamb about that big. That's not ideal. But kids, good things are worth waiting for. If we wait long enough, those lambs have got the tastiest lamb chops you've ever had. But the really important thing about this guy, this is the guy that maintains that little bit of countryside, which we call a lake district. This is the guy that keeps that little bit of countryside looking as beautiful as we expect to be. Really important we keep these little sheep breeds. Even though they perhaps don't produce what the big market wants, they're real specialists in their own little field. And at the moment, we've got a bit of controversy between environmentalists, government, farmers, whether we should have sheep up on the hill. You know so well, in this little upland area up here, these guys are experts at converting sunshine to grass, grass to protein. Okay, there's no other animal that can survive up there. It will change that landscape forever. Okay, so if you're involved in that decision, just think about the consequences. Right, well, Terry's showing off his best side. Come on, mate, because you're making that lady's eyes water. Okay, right, so I think another little fact for mine, 9 woolly friends here. Now, as you can see, they're going to chill out now. Sam, he's going to... Yeah, he's switching off. Okay, so they're getting a little bit of a sit down now. They're going to watch the shearing. Okay, because these guys, they see it all the time. They're going to watch the shearing, and they're going to get up, and they're going to do their little dance routine. Okay, so if you haven't seen the dancing sheep, then stick around. Every year we have to shear the sheep. It happens in about April, May, June, July. It does depend where you are in the country. But before I come to my shearing demonstration, I can see some of you thinking, what has that guy got on his feet? Well, actually, these are shearing moccasins. When it comes to shearing the sheep, we're actually holding the sheep with our legs. Not with our hands. Your hands are too busy with the shearing machine, so your muscle is grip the floor. Don't want to end up down there somewhere with the heavy great euro arms. So we've got these wool felt shoes. Now, originally, we used to shear the sheep with a big pair of scissors like these here. These called hand shears. We just clip the wool all day long on that. It was actually very hard work, using muscles in the hand never really used before. When you got 34 million sheep to shear in 3.5 months, you really got to go for it. These really weren't fast enough. So today, most of our shearers use electric machine. Up here, got a flexible drive shaft on this one. Right on the bottom of it is this little handpiece. This handpiece is a bit like a sort of barber's clipper, gentlemen and boys. It goes up your back your neck. You know that horrible feeling? I can see there's a few out there who've had a fairly close experience with one of these. Got a comb on the bottom, it's got a cutter on the top, and it runs down the skin, and it clips the wool about 1 millimetre off the skin. We're trying to get as much length of wool as possible. Certainly speeded up things. The record now stands for shearing was broken by a Kiwi last year, 763 sheep in a 9-hour working day. That is one sheep every 45 seconds. Absolutely incredible. I'm not going to be shearing my sheep as fast as that today. Hopefully it'll be a couple of minutes. So we're just going to plug our machine in here. We're going to give a little bit of a test run. And of course we need a volunteer. So let's have a look out there now. We've got anyone out there that's looking a little bit scruffy that needs a quick tidier? But you're looking pretty tidy. You reckon? No, it's a family show. You've got to sit between the legs. No. So I think we're better stick with the sheep. Now I've got a little sheep in here that's going to do just the trick. The only thing is, sheep travel at about 45 miles an hour. I'm going to open the door. The sheep is going to be looking at grass and open space. Okay, it's going to, yeah, there's a little bit of a breakthrough there. Okay, through the tunnel. Okay, so we're going to be heading in this direction. Now, most of the time, I catch it.
Hey, look.
Apart from last week, when it all went horribly wrong. So now, apparently, they tell me I've got to give you a health and safety announcement. Because I know in this country, you love it, okay? So if the sheep is out there and I'm unattached to it, it is definitely not part of the show. Just jump on it, enjoy the experience. Young farmers, no silly ideas. Okay, right. So you ready, kids? This is so exciting. I'm going to step. Madam, you'll need that camera on fast speed. Okay, right. Kids, this is so exciting. We're going to count it down from 5. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. Ooh, nice quiet one. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Ooh. Yeah, that's what we call a real woolly jumper. Yep. Woo. Pretty keen to get on with that. So the first thing we've got to do is to get it out of four-wheel drive. So we've got four-wheel drive, four-wheel steering machine. Whatever you do, don't send this picture to the sun. Okay? So if you want it to sit. No, she's not going to sit. So what we've got to do is we've got to turn the sheep over. What we're trying to be doing is lifting every sheep. Because that's a lot of weight on our backs. We're shearing 200 or 300 of these a day. So shearers have a little bit of a manoeuvre, okay, but a bit like sort of wrestling manoeuvre. What we do, we just turn her head back, we roll her over, and we get her sitting nice and comfortable. Now when I'm at the barber, I like to make myself comfortable, same with the sheep. So we sit them right on their tailbone, because that does hurt. We lie them slightly on their side, leaning back and against us there. She's pretty comfortable, totally relaxed. This is not a pet one, I just keep gluing them all back on every show. Okay, wave to the crowd. Okay, there we go. Okay, this sheep has never been shorn before. This is her first fleece. Okay, so we can tell in the age of a sheep, kids, by her teeth. Let's have a look at your teeth, darling. Oh, she's still got her baby teeth. Who's still got their baby teeth? Yeah, not many at the back there. That bloke's got no teeth. Anyway, kids, she's a little bit different to you in that she hasn't got any teeth on her top jaw. No, sheep don't at the front. They just have a hard pad. So it looks like your granny with the teeth out, really. Okay, well that makes sheep very good grazers or eaters of grass. Because what they do is they chisel the grass right from the bottom. So it's the ideal lawnmower, really, to make the countryside look nice and tidy. Okay, so red little girl, I'm Richard, I'm your hairdresser. Where are you going on your holidays then? Okay, so what we do is do what we do in Norwich on a Saturday night, so home we go, darling. Now that's not going to hurt the sheep. What we're doing is just running the handpiece over the top of the skin. Okay, just like that, so it doesn't hurt the sheep. So we're going to start on our belly wool or our tummy wool. Now this is a little bit lower quality. Of course, most of the time the sheep has been sitting on it. So we're going to keep that separate. That'll go into mattress fillings, sock making, and our lower quality wool products are that. We go nice and gently down here because there's two little things at the bottom we don't want to snip off. There we go. And I did just check that it was a girl too before we started, because it's a bit embarrassing to take something off that shouldn't have come off. I don't want to be calling you Bobbit. Do you remember that? The way to go. Right, so then we come into the sort of bikini line. Yeah, so ladies, if you're heading out on holiday soon, today's your chance. 50p. Yeah, I'll pay you. Right, so we're just cleaning up the tail here. We then start coming down the leg here. Now all the time I'm using my left hand to actually stretch out the skin. Remember, my comb here is flat, the sheep is round and pointed, and we want the full length of the wool. So all the time using my left hand to actually stretch out the skin, we're trying to keep the sheep as flat as possible. Just cleaning up over the tail. Of course the sheep doesn't use toilet paper, so it gets a bit mucky around here. Yeah, and you get these little bits hanging around. Okay, we then start coming up the middle of the sheep. Now we start from the middle of the sheep because all the dirty bits are underneath the legs. And they're going to end up on the outside of the fleece when we're finished. And we can take those dirty bits off afterwards. So it's a bit like when you're doing your shaving, guys. You don't want to cut yourself, so you've got to stretch all your wrinkles out. And believe me, there's lots of wrinkles on a sheep. Okay, so we're just working our way around the sheep. Mine is little ears. Of course, they've got our little ear tags on. All our sheep now have to have a microchip in the ear tag. It's all about traceability these days, because you guys, when you go to the supermarket, you want to know where your products come from. So we have to do our little bit on the farm. So, you know, look for the red tractor mark. That's a sign of assurance the farmer's done the job right. Over the lamb chops. Of course, this is the best time to buy your lamb at the moment, folks. Slamming the lamb, new season lamb just on the market. So go and support the farmers there. They've had a hard winter, real hard winter. Okay, and I've been waiting a long time for this. Of course, you guys, you go to the supermarket, you just pick up your food anytime you like, 24/7. It's always available. And we've had a long time to wait for that market to be available, and all the problems that come along with it. The weather, I'm going to do your hairy armpits now, because I don't want you going away looking too European. Pardon. Woo! Hang on, you're a bit ticklish there, aren't you? Okay. Oh, okay, you're doing a little Scottish jig now, aren't you? Yeah, and I can feel every time that you put that horn into the back of my leg, I can feel that too. Okay? Let's just pop your head through there. Don't know you that well. Right. Okay, on to the last leg now. That's a little Scottish blackface sheep, this one here. Okay, a very hardy little sheep. The backbone of the sheep industry is the Scottish blackface. All in the uplands of England, Wales, and Scotland is the Scottish blackface. Okay, in those areas that no other animal will want to be. Okay, and there's a shorn sheep. Right, now shearers have a few little problems to deal with, which you probably didn't notice. Now kids, can you see all these wrinkles here? Yeah, do you recognise those? Perhaps looks a bit like your mum's tongue. Okay. That's what your dad calls the cuddly bits, okay? Well, we don't want those getting in the way, so that's why we've got to keep bending the sheep outwards. We've also got these legs that go backwards and forwards. We want a nice flat surface there to work on. So what we do is we push this little button here, and now pass it out. Okay, same with the back leg. That handpiece is very, very sharp. We don't want to cut there, so just to make sure they don't pull a leg back like that, we'll run the handpiece down there. We push this button here, hey-ya, yeah, and a place that. Very useful to know those little buttons. Well, now if you think, poor little thing, it's going to be freezing cold tonight, don't worry. The next 24 hours, this skin is actually going to thicken threefold or 3 times. That's going to keep the cold out. Lanolin's going to come up, that's going to keep the moisture out. There's no problem at all, the sheep being cold. Okay, there we go, nice relaxed sheep. Okay, that's how we like that at the end of the shearing, and we're going to see it again in about 12 months' time for its next fleece. Right, and hopefully by then you'll have a little lamb. Okay, so we'll just put you back in here. In you go. Whoa, that's it. And when the timer goes, you're about ready. That was a joke. Right, so let's have a look what the sheep has produced. Okay, so here's our little fleece. Imagine I'm a little sheep. Okay, this is the head end, there's the tail end down there. Now we've got to do something with it. So we're going to fold in the 2 sides. Now, of course, us shearers, we get paid per sheep. So obviously, we want to get onto the next sheep. We don't want to be sorting the wool out. We've always got someone to give us a hand. In New Zealand and Australia, we call those people a rousey or rouseabout. Over here, they're called an agricultural wool technician. Yeah, okay. Right, so we're going to roll up. Right now, remember, wool has this other wonderful quality. It's very springy. It keeps bouncing back. Now, that's very useful when it comes to carpet making, because that spring will remain in your carpets for years and years. So, folks, remember that when you're going to buy a carpet, okay? So we gather it up, then goes to the wool sack down there, is then sent to our sorting houses. They sort through every fleece in the country. 34, 30, wake up. 30, wake up. We've got the dance in a minute, okay? Okay, yeah, I know. Martha's just getting prepared. Okay, good girl. Okay, so they have a look at 35 million. They have a look at the colour. What colour do we want the wool to be? White, okay. They also have to look at the length of it. Now remember, that sheep never been shorn before, so the first bit of wool it grew was when it was a baby lamb, had that little bit on the top there called the lamb's tip, okay? And that's why lamb's wool is always a little bit softer if we wear it, because it's got that little soft edge there. It's a good length, strength, nice and strong, and then give us a price. One of these fleeces, this will make 2 or 3 jumpers. So how much do you reckon this fleece is worth? Farmers, be quiet, okay? Come on, where's some, we've got some visitors here, okay? We've got some international visitors. How much? Shh, you know. Shh. Okay, here's a very fashionable lady here. Madam, you with the pink back there. What do you reckon this fleece there? Okay, that's pure virgin wool. What do you reckon? Starting the bidding at £50, nice little bit down there, £50, £50 bid, nice little bit of £50, £50 bid, £50 bid, £50 bid, any more bars on 50. You're on your own, madam, and I can understand why, because that fleece there, we get paid around about £2, okay? Mind you, I was in London last week, we started the bidding at £150, okay? Today I'm in Yorkshire, okay? But this fleece here is, we get paid around about £2. Now out of that, I've got to get paid. And I get paid over £1 per shearing sheep. So there's very little money. Never mind, the old farmers, they keep struggling on. Yeah, you're a sympathetic lot out there, aren't you? Well, never mind, taking a Bradford, sold in the world market, who buys it gets a scouter wash. Now kids, look, on the underside, it's nice and clean. Look on the top side. All this dirt. We don't want that dirt in our jumpers, so that's got to be washed out. Goes to a huge washing machine, washes all the dirt out of it. It also takes out another wonderful product called lanolin. Lanolin, ladies and girls, bases a lot of face creams, hand creams, lipsticks. It comes from the fleece here. It gives you lovely soft hands. I mean, these hands are so soft, they really should belong on a woman's body. I love the English language, it's so versatile, isn't it? Anyway, so that's extracted out, but then comb or card the wool, basically separating the fibres like that. Then we can think about spinning it. Okay, so I've got a very basic spinning machine here. This is what we call a drop spindle. Okay, and up the road there on the right-hand side, we've got the I can see some spinners going along there. So round we go. And what helps to keep wool together, wool has got microscopic hooks on it, or little scales. So as it goes round, it all comes together nicely. Now with knitting needles, knitting machines, we're going to have jumpers, socks, scarves, things like that. But it doesn't go to that side of things. We've got lots of lines of these. We weave wool in between. That makes our suits, trousers, upholstery and our carpets. Okay, so that's our little wool story. But I know what you've all been waiting for is to see these sheep dance. Does anyone want to see these sheep dance? Yeah. They've been waiting all year for this. Okay. Well, last year they were dancing not too badly really for sheep, but you should review everything you do. So I was looking at the videos over the winter, I thought, do you know, there's just something missing there really. So I was watching the telly. Well, I don't know if you're watching the telly over the winter time, but every second night, dancing, dancing on ice, roller skates. Britain's Got Talent, okay. There was these dance troops. I thought, I know. What I'll do is I'll send the girls to London. Belinda and Martha went to London, Belinda went to the Royal Ballet School. Now we get a fantastic leg extension on that, okay? You can always tell a blue-faced Leicester in the field. She always holds her head up high, very snotty-nosed, okay? Martha went with her, she got on the wrong bus, she ended up in Blackheath and learnt to break dance. Terry, he shakes his groove thing, as you saw, sir, he's got a lot to shake. Susie does a river dance. Not a very big one, because she's vertically challenged. Nobby. Nice little two-step coming on from him. Sam. Sam is from Suffolk. Dougal, typical Scots. The Scots are very reserved, but I tell you what, you put on the music, give me a drink, and away you go, yeah? This guy's been to Glastonbury at least 5 times. He's in his hippies, he's staying all 5 days, going a bit like this. And Harry, you look very relaxed there, okay? By the way, Harry did create this fantastic carpet for the Olympics out of his naturally coloured wool. There are no dyes in there at all. Harry, what are you actually going to do? I sort of forgot, mate. Have a look, check. Oh, yeah? You sure? Okay, fair enough. Choreographer. Okay, right. So it's all there. So what we'll do is I'll just unplug the shearing machine, because last time Nobby got so excited he started the shearing machine. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put on a bit of music, and that should really get things going. Oh, no, hang on, sorry. Oh, sorry, that was an adult joke we did the other night. No, kids are bad. Right, here we go, try again. And of course, as soon as the music comes on, you get an immediate reaction. No, it's a bit like us really. When we go out clubbing, and kids, I've seen your mums and dads, I saw them last night. Okay, when they go out clubbing, they don't walk there straight off the street, straight to a nightclub and start moving and grooving like this. No, why do they do that? They walk in there straight to the after all, the old foot starts going like this. Mum's foot starts going like this. She puts down her handbag, whatever that's about. We'll same with the sheep. They're not just going to get up there and start dancing with us. We let a bit of rhythm beat. Okay, there, the crowd will be. Each one is going to do their own individual dance. I'm afraid there's no line dancing. So we're going to start with Harry, because he's the choreographer. Okay, we're going to work our way from Harry here, work our way right way down through the boys, down through the girls, and down to Terry, who's going to show us how they dance and hold on. Today, folks, we're going to do the hustle. Okay, so Harry, you're the choreographer, mate. We're a little bit reliant on you. Okay, and we've got a great singer coming up, a local girl coming in to sing for us on the stage very shortly. Okay, so put it down on the chat room, because she's obviously got that too. Okay, so Harry, be upstanding, mate. Okay, you're the choreographer. Have you got everything in action, mate? Okay, get everything in action. Get your tail going. Okay, well done. Okay, well done. Okay, you right there? Belinda. Be upstanding, Nobby. The song's only a minute and a half long, darling, so don't leave it too long, will ya? Okay? Alright, okay, so just feel the groove there, Harry. Just get in the groove. You start with me, okay, that's right. Okay, that's right. Okay, well done. That's right, get in the mood, mate, that's right. Okay, that's right. Keep in time, that's right. Well done, okay. Okay, Sam, preparing himself, that's right. Okay, well, you ready? Okay, watch the little Scotsman. Okay, he's a bit of a dark horse as well. Okay, that's right. That's right, Harry, I think you got the idea. Okay, back up, mate. Okay, that's right. Okay, look at Dougal, that's right. Step forward. Okay, yeah, you got the idea. Okay, hippie. You're getting hit. Look at Dougal. Warming up, that's right. Getting in the mood now, that's right. Okay, that's right. Back and forth. No, that's right. Really getting into it now. That's right. Get your head on the ground, on the hippie. That's right. As though you've been on the grass, all right. Look at Dougal. He's loving this tune. Okay. That's right. He's getting so excited. Okay. Look, even the big boy from Suffolk. There's life in Suffolk after all. That's right, yeah. He's going for it, that's right, okay. And Terry's showing off his best side, okay. He says, look at me. Oh, Sam, that's great, mate. Okay, bit of little walking there going on. Okay, Nobby's shaking his tail feather. Look at him, the Norfolk boy, okay. Yeah, that's right, not too bad, Nobby. That's right, little steps there. Okay, Martha, we're coming to you, darling. Okay, Belinda, lovely legs. Okay, love it. Okay, Martha, bit of Stevie Wonder. Okay, that's right. Okay, back and forwards. That's right. Yeah, lovely. Excellent. Okay, brilliant. Okay, that's pretty good too as well. Okay. And our little boy down there, our new boy. Okay. That's right. Do your best you can. Okay, you just look up. Never mind. Okay. There you go, folks. Here's the sheep show. Thanks very much.